I mean, I was tripped out here. I was reading that. So they said that the boy Gucci Mane and his girl Chris, what's her name, Keisha Dior,
Mhm.
said that they're expecting their first child together, which I think is pretty dope, man. But then at the same time, man, I saw that the boy, so Iggy Azalea, she was dating Playboy Cardi, who I know he's one of the new, rappers who I could not tell you not a single Playboy Cardi song, but shout out to him because he scooped Iggy Azalea at her peak. But she's like, yo, she's gonna have to go ahead and put the ball in the papers, though, bro. I was kind of tripped out on that. I was like, yo, Cardi wasn't trying to put Offset on them papers there, man. What we doing these days, bro?
Hey, I mean, I could even pick that dude out of a lineup, bro. So I don't even know who you talking about. But
I only know the name. And that apparently a lot of the Lils and all them other boys rock with him hard body.
Wasn't he don't he got like green and pink hair or something?
I think so, but don't a lot of them got that?
Nah, not really. Not as many as you think. But I did see Lil Peep out there with 45.
Lil Peep.
Mm-hmm.
What does Lil Peep look like?
He's another one that's got like the crazy hair and
is he the okay, Lil Peep, is he like the white rapper?
He's something. He don't look straight. Like he look weird. I mean, I thought he looked weird, but I'm saying he looks different from he ain't black.
Get the music going. Get the music going. What up, Vixen?
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. It doesn't matter. Yep. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. What your name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is that? What is that? What is that? Is that the Rick Ross?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ain't scared of it, my brother from another mother. It's election day, bro.
Oh yeah, dang. Oh man, I forgot my sticker. I wanted to wear my sticker on the show. I got to get it off my shirt.
You got the Go Vote shirt on now?
Yeah, bro, I got to go for, you know what I'm saying, just in case. I mean, people ain't voted yet.
Well, go get it. You got the sticker. You got the sticker.
I know where my sticker at. Hold up a second.
Get the sticker, man. Get the sticker. Let me hold it down. Listen, man. Shout out to the homegirl Vixen checking in one time as well. Listen, if you have not, as I've said before, go ahead. Be sure to check out the Slash Brothers Podcast Facebook page. Like and subscribe, or like and follow that. And then the YouTube page as well, man. Like and subscribe that. Good content. Every episode, we said as always, is loaded to Spotify as well. So Slash Brothers Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Hey, since Ace ain't on it, we talking the Bel Air 2 live from 1999. I still got to get Apple squared away, but we working on that though.
Needed my sticker on to feel official.
All right. I'm 2 weeks ago, so I'm ahead of my time.
I did mine today, and I'm proud. It took me 43 minutes.
43 minutes. So it took me 45 minutes. It took me 45 minutes doing early voting. It was pretty crazy out here too.
I just was, tripped out about people pressing me as far as like, oh, you ain't voted yet. Like, bruh, like it ain't changing. It's not gonna change the fact. Like it's all gonna count. Like I'm going the day of. I took the day off just so that I could go vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that at my job, man, they were allowing you to take off specifically
like
for
2 hours or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
I get that, but I had some other errands to run. Like I told you, when I'm off, there's things that happen. Samaya had to get she had a flat, so I had to go get that squared away.
Yeah.
Carly broke her iPhone, which is a process in itself. That takes a whole day in itself because Apple, not only do you go to your actual store, whatever carrier you have, but then you got to go into the Find My iPhone app and turn that off. And then they got to figure out if you even qualify to get it fixed, even though I pay insurance a month. Man, I hate iPhones, bro. Paperweights.
It's doing too much, man. Doing too much, yo, man. So listen, though. This is the interesting thing, though, man, is that usually I try to I keep up when they talk about the polls and the voting and things like that. I think CNN does, at least I think, a pretty good job to me of doing real-time analysis. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, CNN is very democratic in their perspective of the news. And I'm not going to say that they're anti-Donald Trump, but they kind of have their perspective on.
But at the same time, though, I do give CNN props, though, at least for, when we do when they did like the not the rallies, but the debates, right? And afterwards, they would have both perspectives on it. They would have somebody who was for, pro Trump, and so you got both perspectives. It's not like Fox News who completely
but I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. I think that so this thing, even though CNN does have both perspectives, I think that for the most part they'll have a couple. It's their panels are primarily Democrat, but as a majority, and then you may have two people basically who go in there, and then, it is weird because I don't know. I still think that even though they give the news or give their Democratic perspective, it's generally speaking is based off of fact. It's more fact than opinion. It may be like we was going through a group text, me and my brothers, and I kind of think about how Marcus said they give opinionated facts. They're facts, but at the same time they're giving you their opinion about the facts, but not necessarily giving you slanted views of facts. So, but I particularly like CNN, but they do a very good job to me of when they're doing real time updates of, hey, here's the latest in these particular states. This is what 45 did in 2016. This is how it looks currently. Keep in mind it's early vote. So they do a really good projection basically there. And I think that, and when I say they do it pretty good, I think that when it came to them tallying up real time the votes, I think that they were very spot on with, when Hillary won the popular vote. And, so it was pretty interesting though, man. So but oddly enough, I say that to say I haven't been as thrilled to watch it. I saw some of it, but I was like, I don't know how interested I am.
I got invited to a watch party tonight, so contemplating it, trying to see what we're gonna do. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, especially for this particular time. And obviously, we see all the locations that's boarding up. Excuse me. Boarding up all the stuff and getting prepared, waiting for something to go down. Man, speaking of which, bro, have you seen 45's henchmen, bro? They've been out in these streets, bro.
Oh my gosh! Listen,
I thought I was watching the Joker and Joker and the Henchman, bro.
Okay, so I've been seeing more of that. But here's my thing, though, bro. I saw the video of them trying to some dudes trying to jump this female, bro. I saw it on the Shade Room or something like that, though, bro. Where they were trying to
baller alert.
Baller alert. They backed in this female, and she didn't back down from them. But I thought that it was just real crazy that the one cat came and act like he was a tough guy with the vest and his guns on, and then he goes and says, "Yeah." So then he goes and take the vest off, like, "What's up now?" And I'm thinking, like, bro, really, dog? You trying to check a female like that? And not just that, though. Here's the thing. when I look at these things that happen, though, I just don't think that it's coincidental of who they're targeting, right? Like, I just don't. I can't imagine something like that happening to the real. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like,
run up. You see what happened? You seen what happened to that one that ran up on that dude? And
pick the right one to run up on.
Yeah, I don't. You can get these hands.
Nah, you pick the right leg. Pick the right one on the wrong day. Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna say that pick the right one on the right day. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Here's the thing, though, bro. I think that was I saw something oddly enough on TikTok, bro. So I'm on TikTok because I basically am on here because I follow Lynn and I got to see what he's doing on there and everything, right? And I see this girl. She said, "Listen," she said, "you don't know what people going through, so you might just necessarily be walking up on her or try somebody who didn't had a whole bunch of stuff going on through their day." And you just might be the wrong person. You picking the wrong person who's already got these issues going on or whatever. So meanwhile, now you taking an L that wasn't even meant for you out here just because you're the first one. This L was not meant for you. And that's what I think. These boys won't be satisfied until one of them catch that L that isn't meant for them, though, bro.
Somebody gonna catch that L like Cruz did, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
Bro, listen, he shouldn't have been fighting if he wasn't if he was sleeping. He should have not took that fight because he went to sleep.
Listen, bro.
Gone, bro.
That boy leg looked like I told you he was stretching them quads, though. It looked like he was in track and he was trying to stretch them quads out, man.
Bro, the back of his head hit that turnbuckle and he slid down, bro, and went up under. Listen, I was mad at the ref for not fixing his leg, bro. I was in tears. I was
ref, untuck his leg. Like you see his leg balled up under him. Untuck that. This man that got knocked out, now he about to tear his ACL up because you leaving him under here laid out untucked.
Why nobody in this corner helped his leg, bro?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, man.
It was one of the best uppercuts I've ever seen in my life.
I love Floyd getting up though. Floyd standing up when he got knocked out. I was just like, yes, that's everything right there, bro.
Well, I think that, but this is my thing though, Ace. I mean, you think about that though, right? You think with all of this stuff that's going on in the day, and let's just say that these dudes that happened, I don't know, the dude with the flashlight, and even the lady who was trying to come up at her as well, though, right? Like, listen here, man. You about 50 some years old, you knocking on 60. You don't want that kind of work with some young girl who got that kind of energy, though, bro. And so that's what I'm just sitting here thinking. Like, you gonna end up catching the L that was not meant for you. Somebody gonna hit you with that uppercut. I saw a video of one dude that he was a Trump. This is weird because I'm never seeing Biden supporters getting knocked out like this, though, bro. I've never seen a video of a Biden supporter just getting slayed, but I saw this big white dude, and he was he probably, bro, he got to be about 6'4", maybe 350, but he's just TFN. Hold on, TFN, tall for nothing, big dude. And so he goes and, they're at this little, not a rally, but they at this little checkpoint at a corner. They all trumped up and everything, and they latest Trump apparel, bro. And these two dudes is on over here. They walking through and everything like that. And so they basically like whatever with Trump or whatever. They had their Black Lives Matter stuff on. And so this dude is, the Trump dude, he got 6 of his people behind him and he pressing them, mind you. If you had seen the way that this dude came toward him, you could tell that he was not built for that. No. So this dude, who's much shorter, about a foot shorter than him, this dude walks up on him and just hits him clean with one. Laying this big boy out. He out here bleeding all over the place. And then, of course, it's why you got to get so violent now. It's that. And that boy looked like he was like, oh, I wish somebody would. And you said,
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Don't try me.
That boy said,
Afro hands.
I have no problem laying these hands. But listen, bro, the way that homeboy caught that uppercut, though, man. I mean, it was. I haven't seen an uppercut that clean in quite some time, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy. So, y'all, everybody in your house voted and everything.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I got one person who I don't know that voted, and I'm on their head too today about that, though, man.
Yeah.
But I kind of laughed too because me and my brothers and we all was going through. This is weird though, bro, because I don't talk to. I never talk to my brothers for some reason about political stuff. We don't really get into politics, and we don't get into religion for some reason, right? And no, I can't quite remember. I think of any reason why. But I was talking with them and everything like that. And one of my brothers, I think that he hasn't voted just because of the timing. And he was the one who I thought might not vote and might have something or whatever to say or whatever, though, man. But so far, everybody checked out. Boom, my mama, my in-laws, my sister, everybody checked out so far.
That's what's up.
Yeah, what about you?
I think everybody's good on my end too. So yeah, I think we all good, bro. I'm excited. I woke up this morning and thought about the boy Deuce because he was on that summit for the Thunder, talking about the importance of voting, and so that's what gave me my extra motivation this morning. I was prepared, I was prepared to be out there for a couple of hours, but like I said, when I hit that little 42 minutes, I was like, cool.
What about Tari? So what about Tari? This would have been the first year he can vote.
Nah, Tari's 20, bro.
Yeah, this will be the first year he can vote.
Yeah. Okay. No, he voted. He said their coach got them all squared away to make sure that they did it. So
yeah, that's what's up.
He said I asked him about it.
Yeah, so this is what I'm wanting to know, bro. So I got a question for you.
What up?
After today, what changes? Right, what changes?
Nothing changes today. I mean, the thing is that there's still all of the mail-in ballots and absentee ballots that they still got to count. So it's like another week before we even find out anything. But I mean, really nothing changes. Even if 45 was to get reelected, right? Then we start again. It's like, all right, we got to vote for next time. Like, we got to get more people. There are still people, like, for instance, I know I was talking to somebody today, and they were telling me that, yeah, they know somebody that's not voting because it's like, well, this state is already a red state. Like, it's changing.
Clean red. Like, every single county in Oklahoma City voted for Donald Trump.
But the thing is that the only way that's going to change is if we start getting involved in these local elections. And so people aren't understanding that. Like, I hate the Electoral College. I think it's stupid. But at the same time, if the mindset doesn't change, the actions don't change, and then the end result doesn't change. So the thing is that, and there's laws that are being put in place to eliminate certain people from being able to vote. So that's we have to get involved. So what changes is nothing. Like, the mission is still to get more and more people involved and more people ready to vote.
Well, here's what I'm kind of wondering. So, when you think about 45 versus Joe Biden, right? They got all these things boarded on up, like you were saying, right? I saw, like, in New York, all these things are boarded on up in anticipation, but they're not doing that though, right? In the scenario that Biden wins, because it's like you haven't seen like the Trump supporters that actually come out and do these kind of riot and everything like that. And prior to this stuff that you've been seeing them do here lately, though, right? But I guess what I'm wondering is this, though, right? So I think that the thing that's kind of interesting, though, man, is that I think that here lately, it seems like one of the things that's been very different that I've seen, right, is that I think that people who are Trump supporters, who support some of his ideologies, specifically as it relates to race and immigration, and some people who, when you tie Trump supporter and you typically have some kind of racial undertone with that, right? At least from my perspective, right?
No. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? When you say Trump supporter, you typically think that there is some kind of racial undertone with the label of a Trump supporter. And so I think that my question for you is that now Trump has empowered these people to not feel closeted about their feelings and that match his ideologies. And now these people are more vocal. Right? I don't remember, people wearing a George Bush shirt. Right? I remember people having the signs in the yard and everything like that. But I don't remember people thinking that it was cool to support Bush and all these other, Republican presidents and everything like that. And so now he's empowered these people to come out in support of him because they agree with a lot of his principles, a lot of his foundations that have those racial undertones. And so I think that the thing that his presidency did was kind of not necessarily expose them. It shedded some light, but it also gave it more visibility, right? It was there. It never was gone, right? But I think that it made it more where a lot of people can feel free to be vocal about how they truly feel. So now that they've had this empowerment, right? If 45 isn't, right, then it's like, what happens to that? Do they just creep back to the closet then? Because, all of these people who you say, oh, Karen, you know what? Nah, Karen this, or you Trump supporters, this, that, and the other, because provided that let's say if he loses, right, he's still eligible to come back and run in 4 years or whatever. So I guess what I'm just kind of wondering is that all of these things, QAnon that's come on about, right? Proud Boys that have been bigger since then and everything like that. All of these little white nationalist groups and all these people now who he've empowered to be more vocal, right? Like what happens to them, right? Do they,
I think they feel empowered enough to like, yo, we got the nod that we need, that the president of the United States or the leader of the free world has given us this voice to make our voice heard. Like and so like they are turning MAGA into a not just a slogan, but almost a moniker, something to live up to. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's one of those reasons why the fight for anyone else who feels differently, it's not as it doesn't stop. Like it should be the start of, I mean, we got other generations of people that have to continue to change and want to push forward, because the longer we have those people that refuse to exercise their rights to vote, we have to convince the newer generation that you have to be the one to create yet some more change.
Here's what I think, though, right? Because you think about it, what does the election mean? And this is one of the things that I think that is kind of interesting, bro, because I think that so this is my thing. There's two narratives that I think that to me the election paints, with one person winning the other. This is just my personal thought, but I'd love to get your feedback on this one. I think that if Joe Biden wins, right, then to me that says that America holistically, while there still are people who disagree with a lot of the principles, but America as a whole decided that the way to unite us is this way, right? Like what Joe Biden is actually, what Joe Biden's doing is not necessarily say he's the best, but if we are looking to say we are the United States and that we truly are united, I think Joe Biden wins symbolizes that and pushes that. I think the flip side of that, bro, just kind of confirms a lot of what people have already started to believe, though, if Trump wins, in the standpoint of when you voted for Donald Trump and you supported him, right? That the things that people see is, people call him a racist, all those things that people that the negative things that come with him, right? That wasn't an issue for you, right? When you elected him, like the fact that he has had a past history habitually of racial things. He couldn't denounce, white nationalists, white supremacy,
right?
Those kind of things that you think that you and I, as Black people, would think, wow, that's major. By him being elected, to me, that's America deciding, right? That
but
as a whole, that's not a big deal.
But see, that's the thing. This is why I don't like the Electoral College. Because even in the 2016 election, Hillary won the popular vote, and
not that much though. But think about that. Think about that before you say that. Let me just, I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna let you. Let me just say this though. She didn't win by a landslide, and that's what I'm saying. So she did win the popular vote, but it wasn't overwhelming though.
But Charles, that's it's besides the point. A win is a win.
Facts.
So what I'm saying is, when you ask the people who they want, regardless of how by it could have been by one vote. All I'm saying is, if the people are truly allowed to elect their leader, that's what it should be. So the thing is that I like you said, for people, it's hard to convince somebody who looks at it like, I live in a red state. Why am I even going to waste my time standing in line for something that that's how people feel. So until it's to a point to where when we vote and say this is who we want and that's what happens, then it's weird.
I get what you mean, and I do. I do. I guess my thing that I'm still just kind of tripped out on though, bro, is that I understand, and I'm just trying to make sure I understand, and I'm just trying to. I don't want to misquote. I don't want to misquote the Electoral College process, right? But the way that I understand the Electoral College process is that, you know, while you go and you vote for the popular vote, that ultimately the Electoral College votes are made up, those submitted votes are made up of your senators, congressional, whatever. So they're still your elected officials. And at the end of the day, like, I understand that while you would go and vote for, let's say, Biden, right? And you may say, hey, I'm voting for Biden, but for some reason, my electoral votes in my particular state, right? At the end of the day, the majority of those voted for this other person. But I still think that when you vote and when you do the primaries and you're voting for the senators and you're voting for the congressmen and everything like that, right? Those are still, you still are voting for these people because those are the people who you feel more closely aligned with your ideals and and where you want to see government go. So you're electing those people, and then those people basically are part of that electoral process, and they vote on your, basically you're electing them to vote on your behalf as well, right? So I think
that's what I think is wrong, because again, just like those with the same process you just talked about, those people that are elected can be by a popular vote. It's the majority of
right.
So I understand what the process is. I don't agree with it. Like
I agree with that. No, I understand that. I guess I'm just saying that, to me, at the end of the day, when you go, and this is why we always talk about the importance of your local officials, because ultimately, yeah, you vote for your presidential vote and you vote because you want your voice to be heard on where you personally see it. But at the end of the day, your local elections are just as important. Not just your city. Your city elections are probably mostly important because those directly impact you. But ultimately, your Senate votes, your U.S. Congress votes, all those things contribute to the electoral vote. And so ultimately, it's like, if your state's officials represent you and you voted for those, even as a majority, it's still saying, hey, the majority of my state feels like these, you know, are the senators and congressmen. And then boom, you know, from there, they go on to do their parts in the Electoral College.
But that's why I'm saying I think it makes the vote more. I think it counts more when you're saying, no, the person who is now the president of the United States is not by the people who are representing me. I don't need anybody to represent me on what I and who I want to vote for.
Right.
That's what it should count for.
So
that's where I'm saying it's difficult. Like I said, just having a conversation today with somebody who's like, I'm not going to vote because my state is red. So what, like, and so that from that standpoint, that is hard to try to explain to them that, yes, we still need to focus on our local elections and doing this, that, and the other. It is important. But again, when somebody feels like I'm fighting a losing battle, that's where we're losing these votes from.
See, I think that, this is the interesting thing too, right? Because I think that even in Georgia, right? So they've been talking about Georgia being a swing state, one of those. They were talking about Texas also being a possible swing state. And I was just like, you know what? My whole life, I've always thought Texas was just straight red. In Georgia, since I've been here, straight red. And the biggest difference though is that I think that in Atlanta specifically, right? So we out here, and I think that Atlanta is very much a Democratic city, right? And so when you get out to, northern Georgia, southern Georgia, Valdosta, Savannah, and then that population is still pretty big, but it's primarily Republican as well. And now even some of those are starting to flip as well. And then you get to the point where, now, while traditionally Georgia has been red, now it seems like it's hit or miss. And it to me, then that says, well, the color of the state really is contingent on who are the candidates. And I think that that's ideally to me how it should be, right? That at the end of the day, that it should be these are the Republican, candidates. These are the Republican candidates. You go through your vetting to see who's going to be the one, and then that basically saying, as a Republican, this one person is the single best person we got in our crew to represent us. And Democrats do the exact same thing. And then at the end of the day, you basically decide of those. And so, but these are the best candidates. And to me, I'm not married to any particular party. I think that what's interesting to me though, man, is that I think the thing that's interesting to me is that I was telling my brothers as well, man. I'm somewhere in the middle of Republicans, and I'm somewhat in the middle of Democrats. And so for me, it truly, as an adult, it truly is all about the candidates. And I'm a Democrat that could say I would vote for a Republican. It has to be the right Republican.
Yeah. Their stuff has to line up with what I'm like. If a Democrat got up here talking crazy, that's not a guarantee just because I'm black that I'm a Democrat. No, that doesn't work like that. I'm looking at what your policies are, what your character is like. I need to know who I want to represent me, like, and as a country. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I told somebody that today too. So it's one of those things like, nah, you got to work for my vote, homie.
Although I would never vote for Ted Cruz, and I would never vote for Marco Rubio, bro, as a Republican, because Ted Cruz, I'm almost ashamed. Now listen, bro, I was born in Louisiana. And it's hard because I still very much consider myself a Texan, but I still very much consider myself a Louisiana because I'm 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I lived in both of them for as equal amount of time. But the Texan in me, bro, the Texan in me, Ace, just cannot stand for and sit by and just think, dang, boy, this boy called your wife ugly, bro. He called your wife ugly. And you didn't say, you know what, dog? We can step outside. You know what I'm saying? That was a little much. Let's see what them hands in for. Let me get, and not just that though. The fact that Ted Cruz seems so much like his lapdog, bro, and it's crazy. And then Marco Rubio, the fact that he would say, friends don't let friends vote for Trump, and he meant that when he was running. And now it was like, I'm just playing around. Now I can't never believe what you say. And the fact that you wouldn't defend your old lady after he called your girl ugly, bro, like, nah.
Bro, your boy Lindsey Graham been out there wilding, bro. You need to
Oh my God. Lindsey Graham, no, his clock is ticking, boy.
Try Jesus, not me. Cause I
got no hands. Listen, Lindsey Graham. Listen, bro. Okay, let me tell you something real crazy though, Ace. I went to last year. I went out to South Carolina. I could not wait because I've drove through South Carolina several times on the way to DC, but I've always wanted to go to Charleston, South Carolina. Historic, everything about it. I even applied for college out there in Charleston, right? College of Charleston. So there's a part where when you're going to Charleston, there's this town, I think it's Blacksburg, Orangeburg, or something like that, though, bro. It's Neek has family that stays out in this. I think it's Orangeburg, wherever South Carolina State is. Well, when you're on your way, you got to drive through like Orangeburg. And there's a point when you go there down Orangeburg, and all throughout the town, Confederate flags are flying everywhere. It's almost like you see more Confederate flags there than American flags. And not just that, I'm talking about on the main highway where their main area is, where their retail district is, the banks, gas station, everything, the heart of their city. It's almost like if you was riding down Veterans Memorial, right? And so imagine you riding down Veterans Memorial and every other building across the street had a Confederate flag out there. Now, here's what I say that to say this. If you can manage to lose that in South Carolina to a black guy, no less, right? They trying to get you on up out of there, bro. But Lindsey Graham, no, his days is numbered out there, bro.
Listen, it's just the stuff he been saying here lately. He been wilding, bro, all the way wilding, bro. Charlemagne done had him donkey today probably 4 times in the last week, bro. The way he just been out here spewing that stuff, bro.
He said a black man can do whatever he wants to in South Carolina, as long as he's Republican.
Right.
Boy, you better go somewhere, bro. But listen, what I'm trying to tell you that Ace went from having gone out there and experienced that. Because listen, bro, I love that. This is why I try to tell. I tried to tell when we went out there, we went for a graduation. Yeah. And I was trying to tell the family, I'm like, I've been excited to go to South Carolina because South Carolina is like what I consider like the home of the original black people, bro. Like they got the Geechee, population out there in South Carolina, though, bro, and the black people there, they seem to be very it's different though, bro. It's almost like going to South Carolina it seems like South Carolina and parts of New Orleans are like some of the closest parts that you would actually get as an American to seeing someone who's not that far removed from Africa. Like they have in Charleston, South Carolina, at their main little area out there, bro. I mean, they got people that can at their little battery area where they got people who can trace back their generations back to England, basically, that are out there. And some people there who can very easily trace back their generations all the way back to Africa very easily. So I was excited. But to know that there are people who very much wholeheartedly feel exactly how Lindsey Graham feels, though, and they don't see that that's an issue, like that's just their way of life. For you to lose with that population, they trying to get you up out of there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're talking about the good old days. I was like, boy.
Oh my gosh. He is very much, when they talk about good old boy systems, he is very much from the good old boy system, though, bro.
Yeah. Yo, man, what's going on with these Cowboys, bro? Everybody was out there playing quarterback this weekend.
Bro, these boys said that they bringing Cooper Rush. For starters, I don't know how that even popped up. I was looking at Bleacher Report, and I got a notification. I'm like, for starters, how is it even news that Cooper Rush might be quarterback? But them boys, if they put Cooper Rush in, listen, your boy Bad, I told you Bad got out there and played bad. And I was just like, bro,
he might not even want to play football anymore after this. The thing is, here's my thing. This is why I have no sympathy for the Cowboys, right? You got a whole Kaepernick out there and y'all ain't calling. No sympathy.
You got Bad. You picked up Bad. You done went out to James Madison and you done signed a 7th round draft pick to your roster after you went and signed Andy Dalton, who then went to 10 playoffs and never won a single game. You the one that signed Garrett Gilbert because you didn't seen him play in the Texas State High School Football Championship. You went. I remember that. You went and you got Garrett Gilbert, and he just got there. Boy, what I'm supposed to do with that? I love it. I love it.
Everybody on the team played quarterback. Everybody played quarterback. They went out there to kick 3 field goals, bro. At least it's better than last week. They only kicked 1. So,
bro, listen. At least, DeMarcus Lawrence finally showed up some. And at least Jalen Smith showed up some. But y'all need to put an APB out on Amari Cooper. Listen, you can't just tell me that, oh, it's the quarterback. Because I laughed when DeAndre Hopkins was laughing at the quarterbacks that he didn't have. And he's still one of the best wide receivers that's out there. And he said, this is who I've been playing with. And so you can listen. The Cowboys is talking about this is what I think is crazy to me, bro. They traded Everson Griffin, right? Everson Griffin, they traded him. You tanking, right? You completely tanking. And your defense, you might as well go ahead and put DeMarcus Lawrence out there. You might as well trade him and see what you can get because he ain't been giving you nothing for a year and a half. And the bad part about it, though, right, is that surely now that I saw that the Patriots had put Stephen Gilmore said, hey, we asking for a first-round draft pick. Everybody's available. So surely if he's available and he was the Defensive Player of the Year, surely you can let go DeMarcus Lawrence. I was just like, well, what we doing? What we doing out here, Jerry?
Yo, man. Again, you got a whole Kaepernick out here and you ain't call him. So
you got a whole former court. Listen, bro. Joe Flacco's still on somebody's roster.
Ain't he with Denver or something?
I don't know. He got let go from Denver. He like with the Jets or something like that, though. But I don't know where the hell he at, though. But listen, they got Garrett Gilbert, bad, and Andy Dalton, I think he's on the COVID list there, bro. So I don't even think he gonna be back.
I thought he just had the concussion.
No, that boy on the COVID list too. He ain't gonna be back next week.
Oh, they got a whole Kaepernick and didn't try to get him.
Listen, bro. I feel bad for Andy Dalton for one that they laid that boy out like that.
Yeah,
and I feel bad. Listen, but I'm gonna be honest with you though. When them boys played, they played against who? Philly last week.
Yeah.
Philly looked terrible out there, bro. Philly looks like just a slightly better. Like if they got listen. Philly looks like the JV. If you had 2 JV teams, because you got a lot of players, and Philly was JV A, Dallas Cowboys is B. Neither one of them is varsity players, though, bro. But Philly looks terrible, and I don't know what it is, though, man. I don't know what it's their offense, and maybe all their players are hurt. Alshon Jeffrey supposed to come back. D-Jack, I think he might be out again. None of their players, they look awful though, bro. Absolutely awful though, man.
Well, listen, I know everybody was trying to check in to see what we was gonna say about this Bears and Saints game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out like this. Yes, the Saints won the game, but the Bears won the fight.
No, they did not.
Yeah, we
did not.
Hey, your boy didn't even swing.
Listen, my boy's playing next week.
And mine might be too.
And the week after that.
And mine might be too.
Your boy's not playing.
He's still my player, bro.
And you saw the my other cat, Janoris wound up jumped on him tall too. That's what I was saying. That I was mad that the Cowboys didn't do something when they laid out Dalton like that. Like, nah, I ain't gonna stand there and let you.
See, that's the thing though. See, y'all only saw that play. When they showed the replay, we showed that your boy was the one that started everything by poking one of my players in the eye. My boy just went and handed up and swung on him.
They have nothing to do with him. Well, he can go ahead and do it. He could be a tough guy on the sideline. We do that in the past.
Hey, he ain't gonna be on the sideline. He appealed it, bro. It's gonna happen.
He can appeal all he wants to. People in jail appeal sentences all the time.
He wanted to fight. Your boy didn't even. He ain't want none of that smoke.
Okay, but did y'all win this game?
Nah, we lost in overtime.
Well, why is you sitting here celebrating like you got a moral victory? Ain't no moral victories. L's is L's.
Listen, I'm going off of what you said. You was the one talking about Dallas should have did something when Dalton went out.
Dallas should have.
Okay,
but so Dallas also should have won the game.
My boy responded. My boy responded to you. Your boy poking my dude in the eye.
My boys responded to that swing, that sucker punch. And we won the game
twice, and he didn't do nothing.
My cat was turned around, and he missed him the first time. He was just like, okay. I'm thinking that he was thinking the first time he was thinking like good defense, tap on the head, and then he was just like, okay, straight. So then when he did the second time, he's looking at the ref like, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing. Like seriously. And so my thing then my defensive lineman came and hemmed him on. My other boy jumped up on top of his head, and nobody on my team got ejected. All of my guys is back next week, and we won the game. So when you say you won the battle, you didn't win the battle of the war.
Y'all lost the fight.
And listen, and not just that though, you took the L when Green Bay played terrible. Y'all could have took the lead in y'all division, but your boy out here taking this L. Y'all lost four times, bro, in the one day.
Hey, we won the fight, bro.
Listen, y'all lost 4 fights and the war. But this at the end of the day, though. I don't know if my team lost, I would be probably saying the same thing you were saying. But the fact that my team won, I gotta talk like my team won, though. Yeah. So
one of my teams did win while you over there flapgapping. My Texas boys beat them Cowboys.
Oh my gosh!
What an incredible game!
The Big 12. Listen, bro. The Big 12. As long as defense is optional, bro. I don't know. Listen, I can't. I like Texas' approach. Like, if it ain't gonna be us, it ain't gonna be none of us. If it ain't gonna be them horns, it ain't gonna be none of y'all.
That's the thing. We just trying to put ourselves in a position to go back to this Big 12 championship. That's all we trying to do. The thing is that I mean, with the way things is going, we're not gonna win the national title, but we definitely can still have a great seating in the bowl, and we can win this Big 12 championship. We can Sam out here on the right foot. So, you know what I'm saying? It we play West Virginia next week, and that's another tough opponent. So, I'm just proud that we won the game.
Shout out to Renata. She's the only Oklahoma State fan I know.
Oh man, Pastor Trevor out here. He's to play for O State, so he texts me.
Shout out to Carlia. I think Carlia also. I see her periodically with some Oklahoma State gear on. Renata's ain't Watts people Oklahoma State fans? No, they horns as well. Somebody I know had that Oklahoma State stuff on, bro. But listen, good try. Very good game.
Yeah. Hey, they quarterback wanted to keep feeding us the ball. He kept turning it over. So
oh my God. Hey, listen, man, let me ask you something. This is kind of interesting. I wanted to get your take on this. So, T.I. and Jeezy coming on up here in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And it's been some talks that the battle might be in danger. I saw that the homeboy Shawty Red, producer from Atlanta. Shawty Red is the one who produced 75% of Trap or Die. Said, listen, I got some money issues with the boy Jeezy. This boy owed me about 150 stacks. And if I don't get my money and this boy try to play some of my records, I'm suing him on here. If he played my stuff up, I never would have thought that it would have came to that. Never would have.
Hey, I guess from that man's standpoint, I got to get my money any way possible.
I got to get my bread. Listen, Ace. $150,000 there, bro. I don't know. It depends on how much money I'm sitting on and how much you sitting on. If I'm cool with letting 150 slide.
I'm just saying, Jeezy about to have 2 weddings out here, so he looking at all of that, bro.
Listen, bro, Ace Kennedy, if I had $1 million and you had $200,000, but you could have had 300 from me, do you be like, oh, well, I got 200, so I'm cool?
Nope.
You want all your money, huh?
Bro, I could have $20 and you owe me $10. I could have $30 if you give me that 10.
Oh my God. Listen, I don't know what the details of it is for. Because I don't know that Jeezy. I knew that Jeezy and Shawty Red worked with a lot of stuff back in the day. I don't remember how recently they worked together. But I think it's interesting though, man, that the boy was like, yo, go ahead and play my records if you want to, but I'm suing you for every single one of them. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't know how you can stop him from playing your music, right? Because if they play it on Pandora or whatever, it is what it is. So if this is just another streaming outlet, I don't know how you have control over that.
And then what I don't understand, like, too, I mean, isn't that the money should be paid by the record label and not directly from Jeezy?
See, I don't know what their agreement was, right? I don't know. Like, if you said listen, this is my thing though, Ace. If we working and you tell me, Charlie, I got this 150 for you. It doesn't matter what your label say. I'm looking for that to come from you. I'm looking for your John Hancock on that 150. I'm looking for that to be them. I need that money from you because that's what you said. Listen,
I get that, bro.
We talk about versus battles, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that you and I were talking about earlier. We bring up in these verses, these dream versus battles all the time. We bring up these versus battles all the time. And we visited this one earlier because we always like to talk about, is Drake the LeBron for hip hop and who's the MJ? And we talk about specifically, bro.
Right.
Okay. R&B. Let me ask you something here, bro.
Yeah.
I need to see Usher in a battle. I need to see Usher on a versus battle, and I think it would just go next level. For starters, speaking back, let me take it back. Gucci said he would never do a versus battle unless they're talking about $1 million on the table. So,
and that's why he ain't gonna be in
that's the reason why he ain't gonna never get it. But listen though, bro. If Usher did it, the only person that he could do a battle with, Justin Timberlake,
yep,
or Chris Brown. I can't think of anybody else. That makes sense. Unless, now I'm not gonna say Beyonce because Beyonce would wash it.
I don't even want to see that anyway.
Here's where I'm going with this, though, bro. I said before, I'm on record for saying that I think that Chris Brown is better than Usher. And when I say better, I think that he's a better entertainer. He dances better. I think he sings better. I think he puts out more content than Usher, right? So his contributions to R&B and the hip hop is what I would have expected to see from Usher, right? But at the same time, what was the last classic Chris Brown song, bro?
The only thing that pops in my mind is These Hoes Ain't Loyal and the song with Busta.
Look at Me Now.
Yeah, those only. Here's the thing, though. Just because he has the quantity of music, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the quality of music. Because it's like, for me, Usher got some whack songs too, but Usher got a lot of dope songs. And I personally, like, for instance, I went back and re-listened to 2 Usher albums. I went and listened to the Here I Stand album, which is fire. And then I went to listen to the one he did with Zaytoven, which was not fire. And so the thing is that falls in that category of him trying to just put content out. And it did, like, I think they worked together for 2 weeks and put that album out. And it was, I guess, his attempt of doing something after the Hard album. But there is no way, and I mean no way, that if they had a versus battle with Chris Brown and Usher, that Usher would not come out on top. There's no way. Usher would kill Chris Brown in a versus battle.
Okay, listen, let me ask you something, bro. If Chris Brown, if Michael Jackson is Jordan,
yeah,
is Chris Brown or Usher LeBron or Kobe?
Just for the sake of comparisons, Chris Brown would be LeBron just because of he's still going. Like he's still performing at a high level. And I think that Kobe would be Usher because of the fact that Usher was heavily influenced by Michael Jackson, and he doesn't put out material like that, which he doesn't have to. But it's still somebody who you anticipate when they drop. You look at like somebody like a Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Even them, they don't put out music as frequently. They might put out music probably every 2 years or whatever. Usher doesn't even do that. Like he might be on a 4 to 5 year plan, almost kind of like Justin Timberlake. But again, those artists come from our era where we were like always taught to put out quality projects and not worried about singles. Whereas now everybody's worried about the singles. Like we talked about the microwave music, where it's like, look, if I just get that one hit to hit, and you and I had extensive conversations about placements and listings and stuff like that. So that's a whole different conversation. But the thing is that Usher is still from that era of putting out collective projects, classic albums. And so it's not fair to compare him or to expect him to have the same release schedule as a Chris Brown, and here's the thing, Chris Brown has released like 2 albums with 45 songs on them. I still have not made it through both of those albums. Still haven't. What's that?
So I'm laughing, bro, because we were talking about this and we were talking about music, right? And the microwave music and things mainly being about streaming, right? Here's what I think that's just funny though, bro. I'm trying to find something here. I was doing some research, right? And they basically say, there's this Spotify playlist. Playbook to get, streams and do all this sort of stuff, get your stuff up and everything like that. One of the things that they say, engineer your song for replay, right? They said there's a ton of big artists doing this right now. Here's a couple tips. Keep the playtime short songs. This forces people to replay a lot, right? Giving you more streams to pull in the algorithm. So now, 2-minute, 3-minute songs tops, basically. And it says if there's a catchy part, don't repeat it a lot. This causes people to have to listen to the whole song for that catchy part and hit replay to hear it again, which is why you hear a lot of songs now where the hook's just one. It's 2 verses. The hook maybe comes just 2 times and you got to play the whole thing over. But more than that, it says number 7 thing on this list, release singles, not albums. It says to give yourself maximum playlist exposure possible, you'll want to release singles, not albums or EPs with multiple tracks. Spotify is likely to prioritize singles in their playlist and adds to their playlist ads and algorithms. It says you'll put the same work into your songs. Think of all the songs that go into a 15-track album release. However, if you release those 15 songs as singles, you would have a much bigger reach in terms of potential playlist ads just because of how Spotify runs it. That's crazy to me that it's basically nowadays you're being deterred from putting together
it's because of content. Like now it's more like content is gold. So the thing is that it's the quantity over the quality, and not necessarily saying that people don't want quality, but the thing is that like they're saying, right, the way people consume stuff, it's almost like even with streaming movies or TV shows, right? Like, so we watched The Boys, right? The Boys was released 1 week at a time, just like The Mandalorian, 1 week at a time, even though they've already shot the entire season, but they're releasing it 1 week at a time versus like Netflix that drops the whole series. So once you binge it over the weekend, it's done. But the reason why like Disney and Amazon are putting those out weeks at a time, because now it's more content, because now creators are going to be talking about your show on a weekly basis.
Right.
And so it's that same concept of having, I mean, and you and I know we stack content for just to be prepared so that we can have certain release schedules. I mean, that's just the way of the world right now. Like, people are always, but it's so, people consume things so fast. If you drop an album, you dropped your album last Thursday, right? Now people are like, when's the next one? Like, did they not consume it like that? Like, did they not digest it and have a chance to what's the replay value? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you too, bro. That was one of the things that I was mainly afraid of, right? Is how microwave and how high consumption things are. That I put all of this work into putting together a classic album where every song is strategic, where even on mine, let's say on my album, The Bel Air 2, live from 1999, available on Tidal, Spotify, iHeartMusic, iHeartRadio, wherever you want to stream music, except damn Apple Music. But listen though, bro. So on my project, songs are strategically placed in a playlist, right, of the album so that it has a flow, right? It does, when you're putting out singles, you may have songs that aren't meant to be singles, right? There are songs that are meant to support the next song. It's a flow. And so every song, and so that's the thing. It nowadays, it seems like the incentive is, oh, you know what? You know, me and Ace, we in the studio, we finish up this song, or we gonna go ahead and put this on out tomorrow. We just finished on, no, we think it's hot. Like, never mind the fact that, is there another body? Is there another one coming? Like, no, right here, right now, we got this ready to go. I think that's crazy to me. I think that it's one thing that you do that while you're working on a body of work. You know, you might say, I'm putting out these songs just to keep my name popping or whatever. But in the meantime, I'm behind the scenes also putting together this body of work for this whole collective. I think that's one thing though, bro. But for I don't know, man. Like, I don't, because of how I write, I know based on the beat, and I know based on the beat if something is single or not. But just because it's not single doesn't mean I don't have something to say to a beat.
Yeah, no, that factors into, again, the Chris Brown versus Usher argument, because while I think that Chris Brown is in his prime where he's found the formula, he knows how to release, when to release, you know, he can do that type of stuff. Usher's not in, like, Usher has those oven meals that's been in there, and they stick to you a little bit, because I can't name one song off of that 45 track album that Chris Brown put out. I can't name one song.
What was this? Okay. If I'm being honest, and I try to be honest, I don't even remember the last Chris Brown. Well, I know that he had the one with Drake. I'm trying to think. I don't even remember. Like, bruh, am I overrating Chris Brown then, bro? Let's talk about this though. Oh, and let me ask you this: do I rate Chris Brown as high because there is no other alternative that's as hot? So here's where I'm going. When Usher was popping, so was Justin Timberlake, right? And so you had an option, and both of them were popping at the same time. As far as who people would think would be, no, this is the best. And I don't know that that's necessary. Like, does Chris Brown have somebody who's even an equal or just below him? Who's just below? Like, not quite Chris, but I'm talking about who's just below him.
I mean, at a point, it was kind of like Tory Lanez. He released stuff with his release schedule, because, you know, with him being independent, he was able to come out with stuff. I guess you could say Eric Bellinger, he has a high release rate. I mean, but nobody in that lane, because they don't dance and sing. So he's kind of a different artist. But, you know, Chris Brown makes a lot of money on tours. But so I'm on Tidal right now, right? Didn't even know that him and Young Thug had an album together.
We talked about that, and I didn't think it was good.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's just like
I remember when it came out that I told you that it came out, and when I listened to it, I wasn't that impressed by it.
It may be why I blocked it out my brain, because I'm just saying like it's so much. I just don't have the time to consume all of it. Like I don't know. And the thing is, I'm a fan of Chris Brown. I'm not a super fan, but there's like only a couple of artists that if they drop, I have to stop what I'm doing to see what's going on. And that's Tank, Usher, Justin Timberlake, Jay Fox, and those are really the ones that I'm gonna run to.
And so, and this is the weird thing to me. So I got to be honest. There are only a few people who release music that I really check for. Let's say even my equivalent in hip hop. So for me, I'm checking for Kendrick Lamar. I'm checking for Jeezy. Oddly enough, I've been checking less for Kanye. Then it's increased. It's been I check for him less and less and less. But I like Pusha T, so I look for anything that Pusha T puts out. T.I., Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, Sahai the Prince is another person. And I think if I had to say those 7 or 8 people, I think that I would be, and the boy Toby, of course, Toby from the SWAT. But other than that, though, man, I would be perfectly fine. There's nobody, you know what it is, though, bro? I think that to me, there's nobody else to me that just has the originality to keep my attention, and then also have the skill. And that's part of the issue that I have right now. When we talk about Chris Brown, is he the best right now? And it's just by default because you think about that though, right? There's Nick listens to Jacob Lattimore, and he makes great music. And then there's a lot of people who do great music, but to your point, they don't dance, and I don't know how well they perform. You know what I'm saying? But I know Chris Brown can dance. I know that he can perform. I don't see very many people out crumping him, bro. So I'm just saying, like,
that's because ain't nobody crumping no more. I mean, the fact
people do crump though, bro. People crump, but no. You sleeping, bro. You sleeping. People still, bro. Crumping is. Now they have worldwide crump battles still, bro. Like, and then they have like the twins. They get out there and they do their version of popping and locking with crumping. Oh my guys, listen, listen. Trust what I tell you though, bro. That boy, Tight Eyes, he's still out there doing it. And you know the crazy part about it though, bro, is the same way how b-boying, breakdancing became more worldwide to the point where it's no longer mainstream American, but it's so much of hip hop culture in other countries. That's how crumping is, dog. And I swear, when you go and you look at like World of Dance and all these, I follow a few different pages and everything like that on Facebook. So I stay in tune with the crump world. I in my head, I got a crumping routine that it's fire though, bro. I love crumping though, bro. It's alive and well, bro.
Y'all make sure y'all check.
I thought you was about to hit the crickets. I was like, you better not play them crickets, boy. You better not play them crickets.
I ain't fooling with you, bro.
Listen, I can tag you into some stuff.
I don't need to say it. I'm
gonna tag you in it.
It's the TikTok era right now. That's what it is. Like I can't even talk to Carly without her TikToking on me, bro.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even outside of the TikTok. I'm not just talking about all they stuff is I told Landon, I said, Landon, all y'all TikTok dance moves is just from the waist up. It's just they do something this all the time, and then every TikTok routine does this, fool. I was like, bro, come on, man. Oh, question. Mark got a good comment here.
Ahmad, my question for you, bro. I didn't hear a lot of what Charles said about music release, and as an Eric Bellinger listener, is it the reason that he released Term 3 a single as at a time in the past 2 months, and on the last song he released the whole album? I think it's kind of what we talked about, Mark. It's just probably for placement, because
it's all about placement.
And then the other thing too, if you really are an Eric Bellinger listener, he recycles a lot of the songs that he's had on like mixtapes, and then incorporates them into these new albums. Because I've seen, like, the last album was called like Eric Bellinger for President, but he had
Eric B for Prez.
And he had a mixtape called that. So it's just like, I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I know it's all for placement. And maybe he feels like he has a bigger platform now, that when he's releasing these things of songs that he had, and he might revisit and re-record some stuff. But yeah, the single thing is just, it's one of those things that if he continues to release, his music is going,
his music is getting placed more. It's on more playlists. And so the big thing about it, the big thing about it too, though, Mark, is that, and this is just based off of my recent research on all of this algorithmic growth and organic growth and everything like that, right? So Eric Bellinger, this is the thing that's crazy, because even though Eric Bellinger is by someone who is a big R&B fan, you know Eric Bellinger. Mark knows Eric Bellinger, right? But I think that the average casual fan probably might not. And so I think that he then still has to do some of the same kind of grinding that we do, because I think that he's still independent. I don't think he's signed to anybody at all, right? And so he's independent.
The other thing too, man, the other thing that people, the cheat code that people have been doing with the streaming thing too, I know Cardi did it. A lot of these artists, when they release a song, Drake has done it a lot. You release a song that goes, like when Bodak Yellow hit, it went, right? But then when she released her album, she put Bodak Yellow on the album. So it almost looks like the album went platinum before the album even dropped, because
that song was already on there.
So that's another thing that people are doing too. So he kept releasing these singles, waiting for one of them to pop, and then he knew he was gonna put it on the collective project, and then that would make the album be bigger than what it is. So it's
very strategic. And the big thing about it, even with that though, right? It's very much the same thing that that Russ did, right? About not dropping mixtapes, putting everything out as an album, because then you think about it, right? If you go out and you put if you already put out some albums, right? And those are already available, right? So then let's just say that, let's say if you put your music out and Pandora picks up your singles, and then you got somebody who says, oh, okay, this is an Eric Bellinger song. I like this. It goes into their algorithm of the songs that you've liked. So now say, oh, you like this one. You might like this other one as well. So before you know it, now you're listening to Eric Bellinger songs from 2 albums ago, 3 albums ago, and all of those things count towards your album sales and streams and things like that. So it's just, when you start to release music single at a time, it's almost like if you already have a body of work, it's essentially attaching your new body of work to your old, but at the same time, it keeps it separate. But by you getting new visibility to your new single, it also draws attention to your old work as well, though. It wouldn't work I think the thing that's interesting to me is that format, to me, will work better for for a singer versus a rapper who, like, from my perspective, right? Like I could only put out singles, and I got songs that are single, but none of the songs would have anything to do with the last song, right? Like my project has an overall theme to it, right? And so because it has a theme, there are references in one song that I also reference 5 songs down the road, and you don't get that cohesion. But I think that if you do R&B, though, you can do 12 R&B love songs, and they're all individual love songs that don't have, like, think about that though. You could have did Slipping Away, and you could have released all 13 songs from Slipping Away individually.
Yeah.
Every week you could have dropped a new single.
Absolutely. And that was, and again, all of that was strategic too, which is why certain songs didn't make Slipping Away. So it's, man, the thing is that we're all swimming in this pond trying to get upstream, man, trying to figure out the next big plan, the next big wave, the next something, because you even look at how Beyonce and Jay-Z changed the release schedule. Before, albums classically came out on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they had release dates attached to them. And then all of a sudden, Beyonce just drops an album in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
You know what
Drake
I'm saying?
did the same thing. It's like,
but somebody had to change that up in order for that to become a thing, to where it's like now music just drops. So, you know, and that's the power of having streaming platforms in your hand when you get to select when you want those things to happen.
Since you brought up Beyonce, let me just say this one thing. The one thing that I can tell you that I think is the reason why I think Beyonce, when people say Beyonce is overrated, the reason why I think that she's so underrated, right, is the fact that you mentioned to me, you know, just a little while ago, you said, yeah, Usher, he put out, you know, Hard, and it had a couple of, you know, it had No Limit, it had The Kisser. He put out the song, he put out the EP with what you call it, and it was a dud. I don't think I even remember any one song on it. So then you got to go back to Here I Stand now, before you remember that's 3 albums ago that he had some songs that not even Here I Stand, that wasn't Love in the Club, was it?
No, listen, hold on now.
What was the last big Usher song?
No Limit.
No. If that's what you're going with, I'm talking about hit, knock him out the park.
Bro, No Limit hit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let me tell you. It's not like Love in the Club. It's not like My Way.
No Limit was everywhere, bro.
No, it was not, bro. No, it was not.
He was performing on Good Morning America.
It was good. No. It was. Don't get me wrong. It was a good comeback song. But it ain't a top 20 Usher song, is it?
No, it's not. That's because Usher has so many songs.
Right, but here's where I'm going with the Beyonce. There Goes My Baby is another. I think that may be one of those. But here's where I'm going with that. This is why I don't think that people appreciate Beyonce in the proper perspective. Because I don't
happen too.
No, what I'm saying is that Beyonce doesn't have the room to put out something that doesn't have a hit that hits attached to it. Like if she drops it, it's out of there. By the time it hits the shelf, it hits the playlist, it guarantees to have bangers on it. She doesn't have the
Charles, I can't name a song off of Black is King. I can't name a song off the project she did with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Those were 2 of the last projects that she put out. So if she's in the same category right now with Usher.
No, I think that, listen, Black is King was a soundtrack. It was a soundtrack to a thing, and it was fire, by the way. But if you want to go on there, she had the one song with Jay-Z, the Carters, and it was the one that she was talking about. What was the you ever seen a million people in the beat going ham? That's it. Man, listen, the Carters had some bangers on there, bro. You had me pulling it on up, though, bro. Hey, she had Ape Shit on there, though, man. She had Heard About Us on there. She had look. Now mind you, maybe these are just songs that I'm familiar with as a Beyonce fan.
No, time out. I'm about to show you something. Them same songs that you mentioned and did about Hard went better than right, No
and that's
better than them.
And right, that's the Beyonce Jay-Z, but I'm talking about just Beyonce, the Just Beyonce album.
There's nothing on Black is King that did it better than No Limit.
Bruh, that is a soundtrack. That's not an official Beyonce album, and it was fire, by the way. And I think that Brown Girls was better than No Limit with Blue Ivy on there, bro. I say, man, come on, man, stop playing though. But listen, what I'm saying though is that when you go through and you look at on B-Day, bro. B-Day had like 10 songs that charted as singles, and then you go and you look at oh man, that was like in 2013 or something like that.
Okay, see, the last big Usher song was Climax in your category, right? And that was in 2012.
Okay, so we okay. All right, bro. You going?
She's in line with Usher.
Hold on. Let me go back to my girl Beyonce because she ain't in line with no Usher nothing.
Yes,
bro. You try to slip that in there, bro. She ain't
nothing in there. It's facts over here.
I saw you try to slip that in there too, though, man. But listen, man. What I'm trying to tell you, but I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to get to the Wikipedia. Ain't pulling up fast enough, man. Hold on, bro.
I'm trying to figure out where is Good Kisser at because it's not on the Hard album.
I thought it was on that same album that he had with No Limit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on here and I don't see it unless it's called something different. You know how we be making our own names up to songs.
I'd have been around the world, I'd have kissed a million girls, I ain't seen them named you, bang, bang, bang. That was probably one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite Usher songs, though, bro, in a while.
Yeah.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Let's go. Beyonce discography, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. We gonna even talk about. We can even go. We can go further. We can bring it further up because B-Day was 2006. I Am Sasha Fierce 2008, 2000. We can go on Lemonade. The Lemonade album, though, Ace, was probably listen. The Lemonade album, they said that the Lemonade album was probably the best album of the entire decade. Not just R&B, not just country music. They said it was probably I think it was either Complex or one of the other magazines said it's probably the best album, period, of the decade, bro. Lemonade was phenomenal, bro. What we talking about, though, bro? And it was a visual album, so every single song had the video to it.
Great.
What we talking about, though, bro? What we talking about, bro?
When did Lemonade come out? That was the question.
Lemonade.
Okay. 2000.
What we talking about?
She's still in the same category as Usher?
No, because then she put out better content. She did the Carters. Then she did the Black is King, though, bro. Come on, man. What we talking about?
Sure. Usher came out with Sex Beat.
Then she came out with Everything Is Love. Don't Sex Beat. He ain't really come out with that. That was slipped out.
It's out.
Bro, he ain't got no video out for that. That thing had, look at this though, man. Think about this. It had Formation. It had Sorry. I'm sorry. I ain't good, girl. So it had Hold Up. It had Freedom. It had All Night. All top 5 singles, bro. All top 5 singles, bro.
What's the question that you have attached to this information?
I just want to let you know, Beyonce doesn't have room for these kind of Usher-like things, right? These guests, the Chris Browns, right? She doesn't have Chris Brown. You said Chris Brown has, and you, I'm gonna say you're a Chris Brown fan, but not fanatic, right? So my thing is that, Beyonce doesn't have. I'm a Beyonce fan, so I don't just. Beyonce doesn't have the catalog that lends for a lot of fluff, a lot of filler. I say that to say this. If you said that Usher would be the Kobe and Chris Brown would be the LeBron today, Michael Jackson being the Jordan. Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
For female R&B, who is the LeBron? Who is the Jordan? And who is the Kobe?
I think that Whitney or Mariah is going to be somewhere in that conversation for the Jordan. I think that Beyonce would be Kobe. And I think Tori Kelly is probably the LeBron. Is your headphones working? Because you seem a little baffled.
Try Jesus, not me. Cause I throw hands.
Bruh, let me tell you something, that Ace Kennedy.
What up?
I will go ahead and tell you this though, man. Let me talk to you with the mic like this, bro. I'm here to say, bro. I'm here to tell you, bro, that I think that Beyonce is the MJ. I think that Beyonce topped everybody who came before her and everybody who's came after her. I think Beyonce is more than Diana Ross, more than Whitney Houston, more than Kelly Price, Tori Kelly, Tori Clark, Tori Lawson, Tory Lanez, Tori from The Undertaker, Torrey Smith, who played wide receiver for the Eagles, Guy Ritchie. Beyonce is the Michael Jordan of female R&B. Now, let me get my because I ain't got my tools. I think that the LeBron James is Rihanna. I think that the Kobe, probably Janet Jackson.
Charles, this your logic don't make sense.
In the reload.
This is why your logic don't make sense. Rihanna ain't put out an album since when, bro?
Rihanna ain't put out an album in about 4 years.
Okay, so
she's the second highest behind. She's the second highest selling artist behind Beyonce.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to put her as LeBron when LeBron is still playing. Rihanna ain't dropped no album, so she's not still playing.
That's not what I'm looking at. What I'm trying to tell you is this, though, bro. What I'm trying to tell you is that in terms of play, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that Beyonce is so talented that she done went back and came forward. She ain't MJ playing for the Wizards. I think that Beyonce is the 96 Bulls Jordan, and it's indefinitely. It just repeats itself 96, 96, 96, 96, 96. Get this. Listen, bro. Ace Kennedy. Rihanna, second GOAT. I think that Rihanna is very much underrated. And I think that Rihanna's catalog is almost as impressive as anybody else but Beyonce's. But I also think that if you want to slide someone, I want to give Rihanna her props now, because I think that I don't want to feel like I'm a prisoner of the moment, but at the same time, I don't want to also feel like I'm not giving her flowers for her overall greatness and overall impact. I think that Rihanna is a good second GOAT. And I think that if I had to do a number 3 GOAT, and I'll say this not by the style of play applied to the men. I think if we're talking about third GOATs, then I think that Janet Jackson, bro. Not Mariah Carey. Because Mariah Carey just sings. She don't dance like the other girls do. Thank you. Shots, please. Shots. Reload.
Okay.
That's what we doing, bro. And she is over Mariah Carey. More albums sold than Mariah Carey. And she at a younger age than Mariah Carey when she did it.
Yo,
these are facts.
Mary J. Blige is nowhere in this conversation because she can't sing live.
Mary J. is in the conversation.
No, she ain't.
Mary J. is top 5.
Listen,
Mary J. is top 5.
Mary J. cannot sing live. That excludes her from this conversation.
Mary J. is top 5.
When she can sing live, then she can be in the conversation. She can't sing live, so it don't work.
If that's the case, we got to take Usher out. He just learned.
What do you mean he just learned?
Charles, I've seen some terrible Usher performances live.
Charles, listen. This, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that this is Charles doing his when he has something in his head, that's what he believes. Because he swears that Usher just learned how to sing. And he ain't even watched no Usher live videos in 10 years. Don't even listen to him. I never said Janet anyway, Mark. So and that's my cousin. So
Janet's that. Well, you just said, I heard you say Pastor Troy, Janet. Mm-hmm. I've heard you say Prince. I've heard you say Jamal.
You never heard me say Prince, so stop.
You said Prince 2 weeks ago.
Did not. I said Michael Jackson.
Oh my God.
Never said Prince. Pull the tape, bro.
My God. You go maybe go back to the tape.
Yeah, go ahead. Pull the tape.
Somebody brought up, somebody said in the comments, said Prince. You said, man, don't say nothing about my cousin.
No, that was Michael Jackson. The reason I know that to be true is because you're the only one that doesn't want to look that my family tree is the Jackson tree. It's on my Facebook page. Again, just because you don't want to believe me, that ain't whatever.
I'll believe you.
I'm not trying to convince you. That's the problem. I ain't trying to convince you about who is in my family, and I'm not trying to convince you that I wasn't crying during the
bowling. You was crying at the bowling alley.
So you can keep them,
and that is the reason why I don't.
You don't argue with nobody. You don't argue with nobody when you right. You just let them have it.
I don't listen. You gonna have to have me, boy.
It don't matter.
You gonna have me come with the proof next podcast on this bowling alley situation.
Come with the proof. You still ain't. Oh, it's been over 20 years and you ain't had no proof. I got to see video. I got to see pictures. It got to be something. I ain't seen nothing.
I'm coming with actual factuals on the next podcast.
All right, y'all hear it. He gonna come with the same. He gonna come with the factuals, just like he gonna come with the intro to the podcast. Which
I don't lie.
3 weeks.
I don't lie. Hey, bro,
we gotta get off here. It's an hour 30, bro.
I need to go ahead and check to see what's going on with these polls anyway, though, bro.
Go vote if you ain't. Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, too late now. Some of y'all, man. Well, out in Cali, they might still be able to have them polls open. If you out there in Cali, shout out to Mark Lane out there in Cali. I talked to him when I talked to him though, bro. He always hit me from the backyard. It be always looking sunny out there though, bro. Yeah, like it ain't never nighttime out there. So, but yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here so I can take a look at these polls and see where we at on this thing, though, man. See how crazy people gonna get on out here, man.
Love y'all.
Get that music going one time, Ace Kennedy.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all.
Try Jesus.